Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream. This is the first live stream that I've had in a while. I hope you guys can hear me clearly because my cat was messing with the microphone for a bit. And today I have a very special guest. It's been a while, and I'm sure not many of you have met him before, and I'm happy to have him here again. Crypto Goes. Crypto Goes is an amazing member. On the Gem Hunters channel, and he's not been online for a while, so I'm sure you've not seen him on our live streams as a result of that. But he has some of the best takes in the crypto space, and over on his channel, you can, go around if you want to see good takes on Cardano, Jasmine, and many other crypto projects out there. So today we're going to talk about a lot of things, and I'm going to get Crypto Goes expert opinion on a lot of topics. Crypto Goes, welcome to this live stream. What do you have to say to the audience today?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it depends. Is it about Bitcoin or the market sentiment or what you're curious about?
Yeah, okay. So let's get right to it, okay? So
It's
there's a
quite
lot.
wide topic, to start.
Yeah, there's a lot, actually. There's a lot for us to talk about. And I'm going to start off with, the markets, and I need your opinion on it. Bitcoin right now is struggling to stay above 30K. For a very slight moment, we dipped below 30K. And I would like your opinion on this. What do you think about this recent rally? Over on the weekly, Bitcoin is doing quite well. It's gone up from 25K to over 30K. And some people are like, okay, that was a nice short pump. Time for us to head back. Are you of that opinion? Are you bearish or bullish on Bitcoin short term? And how high do you think we can go from here?
I think it's basically like overhyped story because of the BlackRock, because people think that they're gonna approve the ETF, and then everyone was FOMOing in. I don't think it's still time for FOMOing in. To be honest, I don't get too excited even when we dump or even pump. I have my like portfolio allocated like that. That if we drop down lower, I have USDT to buy, and if the market goes up, then my portfolio goes up. So either way it goes for me is okay. To be honest, I would prefer even to drop lower so I can buy even more because I have more USDT. So in my opinion, it's a pure FOMO from people that FOMOed in for BlackRock news. I think it will come down because if you think about any other cases as well, that as soon as someone applies for stuff like this, it takes time. It's not going to be approved tomorrow. So it takes time, like for any other cases, like when they had SEC and Ripple and so on. So it goes on for like 4 years. So these things takes time. So I'm not really like FOMOed into it. But generally, July and August is not really a bullish month because people are on holidays, people don't really trade, people are on sea having fun. So in general, if the July not gonna be bullish, then August and September are gonna be like, I think what's gonna happen is Bitcoin gonna go to around 28K and it's gonna go sideways for like 2 months, and then around 2-3 months, and then around end of September, I think we'll start curving back up, and then odds picking up. And then around April, when the halving is going to happen, it's going to go about Bitcoin is going to be around 35K to 37K, and then it's going to be picking up slowly because 6 months prior to the halving is always the odds start curving up. So I think it's going to happen the same thing. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Like people say, like it's a crypto, it's just all the same. I don't see a huge difference between 17 and now. When I see people, I have friends as well, and some of them say, "Oh, bro, this is not gonna go up in like 2020 until 2028," and I'm laughing at them because I've been here in this crypto space for like 7-8 years, and I've been through these bear markets, and I know it will come back. So I'm just using the opportunity to buy now more, and now is like a DCA time, regardless whether it's gonna pump this month, next month, or from October. You just buy up now. All the dips that if it's gonna happen, and then you just ride the wave because in the next 6 months to a year, it has to go up, man. It's been bear market for like fucking 2-3 years now, like 2 years at least. So it's time to move up. The like American economy cannot afford as well for the market to be down because that's what they the strength of the US economy as well. So they're not going to allow the markets to be down. Stock markets actually are not doing that bad, especially these tech companies, some of them. So I think we have a buying opportunity for the next 2-3 months, and that's it. The bottom is somewhere around here. If you stack up now, I don't think you can go. You can make a mistake, because Bitcoin bull run next year is going to happen. Whether it's going to top out next year or the year after, but definitely in the next three months, the bottom is in, more or less. Like,
Yeah, very, very, very interesting take. And I'm in agreement with you. I think whether or not Bitcoin goes up or down, we should be accumulating good projects. And that ties in very nicely with what today's live stream is about. And that's finding the right projects, finding the good projects to accumulate. You're a honorary gem hunter, and you've also found a lot of interesting projects. You've been covering a lot of good projects over on your channel as well. So whether or not Bitcoin goes up or down, a lot of people are thinking, yeah, we might keep rallying up because of the institutional interest in Bitcoin. Some are like, oh, we might go down to 28K. So it's kind of like 50-50 at this point. And Bitcoin, I'm expecting it to move sideways. So I think the best strategy now is just to double down on research and look for some good projects, right? So I would like to
yeah.
share with our audience today, how do you find good projects? What methods do you have? So I can go first, and you let me know what strategies you use to find projects, and as well as if there's any example of any low cap, mid cap, even high cap that you have
There are a lot of basically things that uh, requires to have a good project. Basically, like one of them is obviously the use case of the project, whether it has a use case or not. If it has a use case, then I dig lower into it. Then the next step is the supply. If the circuiting supply is like, I don't know, very low, like 10-15%, I don't buy into the project, because it's still a lot of dilution to happen, so it's a lot of pressure on the price to go down. Then I look into exchanges as well, on which exchanges it's listed on. One advice for everyone who basically is into a gem hunting is, guys, you need to make 3 accounts for the next bull run. If you want to get all these buy alerts that we always talk about, is KuCoin, Gate.io, and Maxi Global. These 3 exchanges, if you have accounts, you're always gonna have opportunity to buy into small gems, because on these three exchanges are listed 99% of them. Seriously, those 3 I use, and I don't use any other. I use Binance obviously for like big caps and stuff, but for low caps this is enough. And obviously DEXs, Pancake or Uniswap. So to prepare, that's the best thing to do, because I know people are lazy, doing KYC and doing all these centralized exchanges. It's annoying, but I have like maybe 20 exchanges, these KYC is ready, so as soon as I find the project, I just ape in, I don't need to make then KYC and transfer funds and stuff, so I'm ready. So most important to be ready, and then when you find a quality project listed on good exchanges, has a good tokenomics, check out their Twitter account, whether they're active or not. Check out their Telegram as well, because sometimes their Twitter looks okay, everything looks okay, but then Telegram, like they don't really respond to any queries, that you ask them. I found before some projects that that the admins doesn't know much about the project, doesn't respond really on queries, just repeating the same things. So those are a bit suspicious. And if you dig deep into it, and then if you don't get really questions answered, then I would just move into another project. It's like a lot of criteria, but if I smell something is not okay, then I just leave it, because there are so many good projects that you can find, and there's no worth of risking the if you have like a gut feeling that it's not going to work out. So so there's a lot of things that
yeah,
requires.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Those are very important aspects. Tokenomics, checking out how active they are, the recent updates with the devs, and it's very important. a team or a project that is not afraid to talk about the competition, a project that is not afraid to answer questions, that's a project that is going to do well. So I think it's very important. One of the most important aspects when gem hunting is to be able to identify red flags. Basically, that's what you've been saying. Check the tokenomics of the projects. Is it good? Avoid projects with low circulating supply or projects that have too many whales in it. Check whether the devs are good, they have experience, not just jumping onto hype trains and creating projects, random projects, and scamming people. So it's very important. One of the most important parts of finding a gem is being able to identify the red flags and being able to protect as much of your investments as possible. I know there are projects that always have, there are a lot of projects. No project is 100% perfect. Even Bitcoin has its own issues. So if you
Yeah,
can find ones with as little red flags as possible, that's good. And another thing I would say regarding finding a gem, for me, I keep talking about it a lot, and I made a video this morning talking about it as well. I say it's extremely important to find a crypto trend, and a trend that, getting in early on a trend is one of the best and easiest ways to make money in this space. Because if you are early on a trend, you are going to be able to get in before other mainstream or retail get into it and foam into it and put their money in. That's one of the best ways to make money in crypto. That's the idea with pre-sales. That's the idea with whitelisting. I mean, if you are the first, you get in at the lowest possible prices, and then it starts to go up. Let's look at the AI trend, for example. Early this year, around January, if you had been buying, projects like Singularity Net, if you had been buying Viot, if you had been buying Singularity now, or any other AI projects, you would have made over 30x on a lot of projects. That's a lot of
yeah.
gains, especially in a bear market. And so, how do you find these trends? How do you find these trends before everybody starts talking about it? How do you find crypto trends before the mainstream media does? And for me personally, the best way to get in early on crypto trends is by closely following tech news. Now, this is something that I think is a big secret, to be honest. And if you can understand this, if you can master this, you can make a lot of money in crypto. Take, for example, let's look at two. The metaverse news. All of the last month in May, a lot of people were making a lot of money from metaverse projects. RNDR was pumping. OVR, over reality, was pumping. So many
Yeah,
metaverse
because of their
projects were because of the Apple's VR. So if you are close to tech news and you are following it closely, tech and crypto goes very closely together. I mean, the reason why that's so, because the nature of crypto, the nature of the blockchain is a form of technological revolution, whether it's decentralized finance, whether it's insurance or any other. So if you can get in early on those kinds of things, when it's on tech, and you then find how it works on the blockchain and how the blockchain can enhance it, then you're going to be making easy money because you're going to be getting in early on trends before people talk about it. The same exact thing happened with ChatGPT. ChatGPT was what actually kicked off the AI trend, even in crypto. So if you are following trend, if you are following trends, if you are following social cues, if you are following, all of these major news and developments and updates, and then you say, okay, before the mainstream media finds out, before it starts to get over to the crypto side of things, I'm going to go look for how AI works in crypto and how the blockchain can enhance it. Even at that moment, before projects starts pumping up and popping up, you can get in early on those projects and capitalize on the news that would come out, that would surely come out in the crypto space. So that's the gem hunting tip I'm going to give you guys today. Pay close from Marco's side, from Crypto Go side, learn to identify red flags. Check the tokenomics, check the devs, check the team. My cat, I'm sorry, my cat is bothering me here. Check the
it's a
tokenomics, check
background
the
music.
team. Einstein is bothering me here. So if you can identify red flags, I think one method that works very well is to be able to check the news, check the tech news and updates, and find out how the blockchain can enhance that whatever experience on
And
in crypto. So
and
yeah,
one
do you have
more,
anything to add to that?
yeah, one more important thing I wanted to add, that um, if people want to maximize basically their profits, is that all these gems that we talked about on our channels, that we made a lot of videos about, some of them actually corrected a lot, and these projects are gonna come back. So what my strategy is, that basically, in these projects that corrected, some of them corrected even 5, 6, 7x from the February highs, I'm buying into those projects, and then those projects gonna do quicker 5x again to come back to that high where they were in February, than the top 100 projects. So I make money on these low cap gems, buying into those, take some profits on 4 or 5x, and then move those to the big caps, like top 100 projects. And then, because count like this now, if you expect, for example, from the like a high cap projects to do, let's say, average, like, let's say, 20x, if you do now and buy into small market cap gems, 1 to 5, 1 to 10 million, between 1 and 10 million market cap, they do a 5x. So 5x and your expected 20x that you wanted from the big caps, it's already in total 100x. So and if you don't trade, if you don't invest in the small market caps, you're just gonna make 20x. So it's not the same to make 20x or 100x. So
Yeah.
if you want to maximize the profits, it's worth of doing the research and doing the hard work to find these gems, and then after ending up making 100x with the safe project, because these are, yes, more risky, but they pump faster. So if you react on time, if you manage to sell, take profits, and move to big caps, the big caps top 100 projects out of top 5, like most of them, or basically almost all of them, gonna make 15 to 20x. So if you multiply that by 4 or 5, you're well off 80 to 100x, at the end of the bull run. So that's how I maximize, the profits, and how to make the most money out of this bull run. So
Yeah, definitely. It's always important to take profits, along the way, especially while the project is high up, while it's pumping. Like earlier today, we are talking about it over on the Crypto Gem Hunters. It helps you become emotionally detached from your bag. It's always good to have a moon bag, but you want to be able to not always have to look at your screen at all times. So that's possible if you can take out your initial and just let the projects do
yeah,
their
not
thing, and
selling gold,
that
but
gives
just
you
sell a bit, like.
exactly. So have a moon bag and be able to have some cash by the side. So is there any narrative? Like, when I say narrative, what I mean by narrative is, a set of key features that is common to a project, or that is common to several projects. Take, for example, it can be AI, it can be gaming, it can be music. A project can have more than one feature, but if a core part of it is common to it. So is there any narrative or crypto trend that you believe is worth paying attention to, that you believe would do well in 2025, so that people can start researching, in that niche, and then finding good projects? And if there's any example that you have, you can let us know.
I think the ones that are gonna come back the fastest, and the ones that corrected the most and had the biggest pump in February, is the AI projects. I think they're gonna come back faster than any other projects, especially because of they coming up with these AR, these glasses. Then there is the Chat GPT. They're gonna do like a version 2 version. It's gonna be more news. Than there is Zuckerberg with his metaverse stuff. Imagine the guy invested billions of dollars. He's not stupid. He has a plan what he's gonna do, how he's gonna get that money back, plus make a profit on them. So AI is not finished here. There are projects like Singularity Net, which is like, for me, like a Bitcoin of AI, like the best project in the general AI ecosystem. Gonna take a lead again, and then gonna pull with itself, like a lot of other projects. So a lot of them have corrected a lot. We check out your and my channel videos that we made on AI projects. Check out those projects and how low they are compared to where they were in February. As I said, many of them 4, 5, 7x they corrected from the high. So to DCA into those projects, are smart, because if as soon as a little bit bullish sentiment gonna come back, let's say if BTC goes to 37k and it holds there, oh, it's gonna pump like crazy. The top 100 is not gonna pump 3-4x, but these projects gonna pump very fast 3-4-5x, so you can make a quick profit on them. In general, they're gonna do some of them even 100x even from now, because they corrected a lot. But if you want to make a quick short-term profit and you don't want to be worried having all your portfolio like these degen plays between 1 to 10 million market cap, take some profit, move them to the higher ones, and then you are well off. For example, one of them is Wyatt, as you show as well. This project corrected as well a lot. If you're looking at the February high, yes, it went up like 50x, so obviously it had room to correct. But you see, it's already curving back up. You can see what was the high there in February. What's the high? Your mic is off. So 24 cents. So 24 cents, and now it's 9 cents. So it's it's much lower than it was already. So Wyatt is nowhere near the top. So I think Wyatt is one of those. All these AI projects gonna come back. AI is not dead. It wasn't just this one rally and then it's off. So AI projects, definitely. All the AI, just go by categories on CoinMarketCap. Just see the AI, and then all the project that we made video on. Just check them out, because they are all good projects. But need to be very careful, because not all the project that has AI in the name is good, because there are a lot of trash. So check out our channels, all the Gem Hunters channels that made videos about AI. I know that you all guys do due diligence and find good ones, so you can choose from those, but don't choose just any from CoinMarketCap, because there are a lot of trash AI. They just edit AI, but they don't do anything basically. So need to be careful on what you choose.
Yeah, guys, I've put the link to Crypto Gold's channel down in the comments. I'll try and pin it in a bit. But yeah, I completely agree with you. And one of the most interesting aspects about AI is we've not even really seen how high it can go. Like, this is going to be the first bull run for AI projects. So it can even go much higher than what we saw in January. It can go
You cannot
even
compare the
5 times
all-time
higher.
high, because that time was nothing. Like in 2021, there was AI was nothing.
So AI is definitely a niche, a trend that you should pay attention to, that will do well in the crypto space. And like Marco said, like Crypto Go said, look at the top projects in that field, like SingularityNet takes that AI narrative, it takes the AI narrative to another level, because many other projects use AI, but SingularityNet is not just using AI, it's actually taking the idea of artificial intelligence, putting it on the blockchain, and adding a lot more to it. So it's pushing the entire narrative forward. It's not just using AI as a tool like many other projects in the space. So yeah, that's a very good example, and it's sitting at less than 300 million. So to get to billions of dollars is highly possible. We've not seen anything yet of how high AI can go. So yeah, guys, check out Crypto Ghost channel. I've put it it's showing on the screen right now. It's in the comments as well. The niche that I'm going to cover, that I also think is worth paying attention to. There are many out there, and one of my favorites right now is the real world assets narrative. Now, the reason why I'm bullish on real world assets is because it just makes the Web3, on the blockchain, the Web3 alternative is better than what we have in Web2, and it can attract a lot of traditional investors without all of the burdens that they face in the Web2. Take, for example, if you want to buy gold, for example, or you want to buy silver, platinum, or any other traditional stock like stocks, bonds, and the like, you do that on a platform, and you need to pay fees, and you have to trust a middleman, stuff like that. So the blockchain literally exists to cut out the middleman, to make it digital, to make it that you own these things and you control them yourself. So the real world asset narrative on the blockchain makes a lot of sense as a result of that, because instead of having a receipt from a third party saying I own this property, I can actually see it for myself, an immutable smart contract that needs no middleman, that you have to pay zero fee for. So there are many ways that the real world assets is achieved on the blockchain. We've got projects that focus on real estate. We've got projects that focus on what? On gold and other real world assets like silver, platinum. We've also got projects that help people invest in businesses, something that they need to do in the Web2 space. So there are several examples that we've talked about several times, like Relio, De facto, and SME. One of my favorite projects in that niche is Elify. Now, Elify is one that I've talked about on my channel before, and this takes the real world asset narrative from a very unique perspective. So, take for example, me right here in Africa. I like to use me as an example because I think the blockchain, I'm a very good example of how the problems it can solve. There's so much limitations. If I were to invest in any company, let's say in Europe, I want to invest in a company in France. This company needs funding, and I have the money. I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in my account, and this company can actually benefit from that, and they need the loaning. There exists a $250 billion wage gap in Europe because small and medium enterprises are not able to get the loan or the funding that they need because they don't have the rep or such big backings from big wigs. So Elify is solving that problem. It allows people, did I say Elify? It's Credify I was thinking of. Elify approaches this problem, and it allows people to invest in properties that actually need loan, but not in just Europe, in South Korea and the United States. And I think that's very interesting for this project. It's sitting at a very low market cap. For what is doing $1 million in market cap, once people can recognize what this project is accomplishing, once people can recognize what this project can solve, I think that's going to be a very big deal. So I was mixing Elify with Relio and De facto. So Elify is within the real estate niche of the real world asset narrative, and this tackles e-commerce, real estate in the United States and in Korea as well. And I think that's very, very interesting for a project like this. So what do you think about real world asset narrative crypto goes? What do you think, do you think it's something that people can adopt, as a blockchain solution to a Web2 problem?
Definitely, it's gonna be bullish. I've been covering Labs Group as well a few times on my channel. I found another project. It's called ECTA as well. It's in real world asset sector as well. That one corrected well as well, as well as Labs Group. So I think in general I'm bullish on the market. Some of them have corrected like a lot. For example, like Labs Group as well is like it's dipping so much. Even though if it's let's say Bitcoin goes sideways, it's still dipping as you can see. Bitcoin rebounded, and Labs Group is still dipping. So I don't know. Labs Group was one of those that I mentioned about the Telegram group. That they don't really respond like on queries. They don't really know if you ask specific questions. You don't get an answer. So I don't know what's happening there. They should work on. I think the team is good. I think the CEO is good. The StayNext, collaboration with partnerships like Arsenal, everything it looks good. But on these small details, like I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, like having the best team is crucial, because if you have some people who are not basically educated enough about the project, so if they don't know everything about the project, then if they don't know how to answer a quick or something, people would be thinking, oh, what's happening here, it's suspicious, this, that, so they need to be trained well. So they need to know everything about the project. So as soon as someone asks, they need to have a quick response, because that shows the confidence in the project. So I hope everything is gonna go well here, because they changed the light paper, the tokenomics, because they went to V2. So people are scared that there might be more tokens now out in circulation, like it shows on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. So it just depends on the project. I don't know why they don't give a proof, because it's been going on for a while. So they should do a proof and then calm everyone down, so the price of Labs Group would recover. So I don't know why they don't do these things. So attention to detail is everything, because people look into everything. So you have funds. There are thousands of crypto projects, and if something is doesn't go the way you want, you just invest into another product. So they need every single investor out there. So yeah, but in general, I'm bullish on them. But it's just small details on any project that they need to fix, and then they will do well. But in general, they will do well as well. I mean,
Yeah,
Dubai and like
definitely.
countries and cities that are more developed, they're already using it. You can buy real estate for crypto as well in Dubai. You can buy for crypto anything basically in there. So developed countries are accepting already this, and the hotel tourism part as well, paying in with crypto, like Labs Group does, and all this. So it definitely have a future, and I think they will do well. As soon as they fix these small issues, they will do really, really well.
Definitely. So, like we said earlier in the beginning, it's always important to pay attention to teams that that they're active, that they are responding to user comments, because there's many projects out there. There's no need to take some kind of unnecessary risk with some projects. So yeah, you're right. I agree with you. I think it would be nice to see Labs Group respond to some of these comments and put the investors at ease. So I think I'm going to address the comments now. A quick recap: finding a great crypto project, finding a gem. You know, I've learned to identify red flags, check the tokenomics, check the team, check for whales, and whether or not it's a honeypot, and then try to get in early on trends. And personally, I think one of the best ways of getting in early on trends is to closely follow tech news. That's way you can easily find out whether there are major announcements that the blockchain can take advantage of. So once there's major announcements and you're finding blockchain solutions to it, not just for the fun of it, then you can easily get in early and capitalize on that, make a lot of money. So yeah, that's the crux of today's video. And I'm going to address some comments now. Crypto Sets, it's very nice to have you first. And Michael Gimano, I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for joining me. Same with Crypto Archie. The gem hunters are here. Hassan Dore, I appreciate you. PIP and GFile, I'll check them another time. CheckDot is another project that I think you've covered it a couple of times
Yeah,
on
I
your channel.
covered
Let
it
me
a couple
see
of times. I think it's
where it
holding
is
actually
first.
really strong, to be honest. I think it's holding really strong because if you can check other projects, AI as well, and all these gaming and all this stuff. I think a lot of projects got hit like big time. Like since February, they corrected a lot. Some projects are down 5, 6, 7, 10x. And CheckDot is down only 3x.
Yeah.
So it's holding really strong, and it's a small market cap product. So if you're thinking that way, as soon as the market starts collapsing, you would be selling the smallest market cap project and then going upwards. You're gonna keep the biggest market cap projects, right? So that's why I was surprised that people actually found the utility in it, and they have not sold out like crazy. Like they could have dumped down to 5 cents, the project. But no, people are holding it because people believe long term is gonna do well, and they're right, and I agree with them because it's a good project. I wouldn't be covering it if I would not believe in them. So I think CheckDot is holding well. Whether it can drop lower, anything can drop lower. If BTC corrects again, or whatever, it can drop lower. But long term, they're gonna do well. If you
Yeah.
buy at 50 cents or 10 cents, this year you will have. I mean, if you buy at 10 cents, it's 4x down already. So if it as soon as goes back to that 45 cents, you made 4.5x again. So it's just DCAing the projects that you believe in long term. As I said, make a quick bucks on the small project, move into the big ones, and you will be well off. If you do this strategy, you don't need to look for meme coins, because so many people are after this Pepe drama and all this stuff. Oh, Pepe this, Pepe that, and then they got rugged or whatever. They went to zero. Some of them. So these projects are good with utility, listed on good exchanges like KuCoin and stuff. KuCoin doesn't list trash coins, and stuff. So if you make quick gains on these, move them to big caps. Big caps gonna stay around as well. To make on the big caps, 15, 20x is nothing. So, but if you make 4 or 5x before on these 80 to 100x in total, it's crazy. If you have 5k, you make 500k, so it's crazy money. So I think that's the best strategy. That's what I do. That's what I teach and share with my audience. I think that's the right way. But obviously, you need to listen to more people. I always listen to everyone, like who is bearish and who is bullish as well, because I don't like hearing just bullish news,
The
and
same
stuff like
thing
a hype.
over and over.
Yeah, you need to listen to both sides, and then what I realize people doesn't like to hear, like realistic things. Like I say, it's a pure FOMO from BlackRock. Someone say, "Oh man, this is bad. This guy is bearish." No, I'm not bearish. It's just if you've been crypto for 6, 7 years, you make out, like this stuff. This year, out of these 10 moves that they did, I got like eight, 9 right. That what they're gonna do, the institutions. So it's just you need to know how to play with them, how to swim in this deep ocean that they create. Like
Yeah, you don't want to be overreacting to every single news. You should take the news for what it is and act accordingly as the market
yeah,
is acting. Don't just be flipping overnight like, oh,
yeah,
I'm now
never
out full
FOMO in,
time.
never FOMO in, never FOMO.
Yeah, you shouldn't FOMO. Yeah, that's true. Have a plan, stick to the plan. I think one of the major problems in crypto is people always, change their plans. They're all so fickle. Every single thing that happens, they overreact to it, and that causes you to make a lot of mistakes and make a lot of bad trades. So yeah,
Because it's hard to
check
hard
that.
to buy when it goes down. Like it's like human emotions. Hard to buy when it goes down because you say, oh, it's gonna drop lower, it's gonna drop lower. But when it goes up, everyone wants to ride the green candle. So it's a
Yeah,
human thing.
exactly. They buy the dip, it keeps dipping, the FOMO at the top,
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
So yeah, very wise words from Crypto Goes. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to address one more comment. Thanks, Philip, for joining us. What do you guys think of the new Fed coin? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, but I'm going to assume you mean CBDCs. Um, I think so. I think you mean CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, as Fed coin. Fed now. You're referring to a coin. No, I don't want to review another coin right now. It doesn't. I'm going to take a quick look just to be nice. Then Fed now. It doesn't sound like
Here, here
any.
is Gregor from Checktot.
It
Recognize him.
doesn't sound like. Okay, so yeah, check that is here to stay. I agree. This was intended to be a short live stream. We just wanted to get crypto goes opinion on the market. I really appreciate you. Whether Bitcoin goes up or down, most likely Bitcoin is going to be moving sideways for a while. Do
Yeah.
some research, take advantage of it, and start accumulating good projects. So thank you guys for joining us today. I really appreciate every single one of you. Do you have any okay, so I think Michael has clarified. What do you think about CBDCs? Do you think is negative or positive for crypto? Well, I'll answer first, then I'll let you know what you think. So what I think about CBDCs, I think is going to bring a lot of competition for crypto. Is going to be the reason why CBDCs they are making them right now is because they recognize the crypto is a threat to them basically. So I really don't think it's that good for crypto. I think people using it is part of what they want so that they can control, tax you whether you like it or not, and have all of your information online. So it's going to present a lot of hurdles for crypto, that's for sure. They're going to try to get rid of the competition, and I think we have been seeing that throughout this year with SEC suing Binance and a lot of fraud going around for exchanges. So CBDCs, the nature of CBDCs, take for example the CBDC in Nigeria, they literally use blockchain technology. See, they use blockchain technology, but they banned crypto so that it would make way for their own in-era, for their own CBDCs. And I think that's what's going to go on with a lot of other countries in the West. I think they'll study what happened in Nigeria and try to see how they can force people to use CBDCs. So it's going to present a unique challenge for crypto. It's going to present unique challenges for centralized exchanges. And I think that's why I'm also bullish on decentralized exchange tokens. I think those ones will kind of give people a way and help people buy their projects without having to go through centralized exchanges, without forcing them to use CBDCs. So CBDCs is just kind of like a nod to what crypto is doing. It's kind of like a nod to the power that the blockchain has, but for the crypto space, it's going to cause a lot more competition, in my opinion, anyway, because they are going to try to get rid of the competition. What do you think about CBDCs, Marco?
Even when they like started to talk about this CBDC, for me it came in here and came out here. I have not thought about it because for me it's just pointless. Like the whole SEC and all this stuff. Like when SEC says that basically they want like safety for people, for investors, all this stuff. It's all scam. It's none of them is true because if when projects launch their token, for example, so many projects went to them and said, okay, can you give us like exact details, what is up to your standards, what we are allowed to do, what isn't security and what is, so we're going to follow your steps and then we're going to be okay. And then basically when they ask them, they haven't got any response, so they were doing the way they thought it's right doing it, because they have not got answer in meaning like what way should they follow. And then once they launch their projects, when they are small, they're not going to touch you. When the project grows big, then they're going to hit you big, like they did with Cardano, with Matic, with Solana and all these projects, because from those companies they can get a lot of money. A small project cannot pay you like hundreds of millions of dollars. Cardano and Solana can make 100 million like this. It's nothing for them. So they're attacking companies when they are big, and then they want to pull them down. So there is no benefit of them. They're just working on filling up their bank account, like the SEC, like the government, to fill up the budget. But they don't want to help either people, us investors, or to protect the companies that they're just basically attacking them to take their money. But there is no use case for them. There is no all they're gonna achieve is that I have a lot of people in my patrons as well. We speak about this stuff, like they complain about oh my god, I want to leave US because it's crap. There's too much of tax, there's too much of like centralization, too much of regulation. It's like just tightening up, like every day is more tight and tight. So a lot of people are gonna leave. A lot of people moved from their homes as well, to Dubai and the more like advanced countries, and all they're going to achieve is that people are going to leave, Americans as well, and many others. They're going to leave from their country. They go to Dubai, who is much ahead, like 5-10 years into compared to any other country, in my opinion. So they're going to move their capital when they're going to be welcome, when they don't pay tax, when they can scale, when they can spend crypto, for example, on daily basis, like buying anything, goods and services and everything. So all they're gonna they think that they're powerful now, but they're losing their power. I think this what they do is basically exactly the sign that they don't know what to do anymore. They're just hitting by them, they just give the sanctions and everything, but all they're gonna achieve that the companies, the crypto projects, and all the companies and investors gonna leave US as well. So they're gonna leave US and they're not gonna be buying from Coinbase. They're gonna be buying from Binance, or they're gonna buying from KuCoin, from other projects that are not US based, and then they're not gonna make profit on taxes. They're not gonna make profit on anything. Companies gonna leave. There is no one to attack anymore. So I think they are just thinking, but not realizing. I mean, it's like the last move that they do,
Okay.
but
So
every
nothing to
every
worry
company
about
gonna leave.
too much.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
understand.
nothing, there is always going to be a way around. There is always going to be. It's like in life. When you say that, you can say that, now these days are the best time to live, or it's the worst time to live. There is always going to be always bad times, good times. There is always going to be some drama happening. You need to know how to swim with this stuff. There is always going to be regulation. There is always going to be a way out. There is always going to be make ways to make money. There is always going to be coins that going to pump. So just go with the flow, study, learn everything that is happening, watch every day crypto news, YouTubers, all this stuff, if you want to be keeping up with trends and everything that is happening, and then you're gonna be well off. If you always listen to haters, you're never gonna grow. This is my opinion. So
True.
they are
All
haters
right
for me.
then.
They are haters for me.
Definitely. So it's not something that we should overreact to, and I
Yeah,
think CBDCs are just they
just
won't
crap.
bring down crypto like many people are afraid of.
Yeah.
So I'm going to address just one more comment, from Michael again. The last comment. Ada, Cardina, and Near Protocol. Which one would you hold and why?
Depends. You want to ask answer or me?
Well,
Should I do?
personally, I don't know much about Near Protocol, so I won't pretend. Even
Near
though
me
I saw
neither.
some
Again,
news.
I've been covering Cardano. It's already big. I'm not really big fan of Cardano because for me it's like a stable coin. It doesn't move much. I like more project that move
Yeah,
faster and
near
stuff. So
near
not
and
really
Cardinal
my cup of
definitely.
tea.
Yeah, Nia and Cardinal have more opportunities for returns, in my opinion. Cardano has been moving so slowly. I mean, they pride themselves on scientific research, and that's good. But science is you can't rush it. It's slow and steady, and all of that. So, Cardano is moving too slow for compared to how fast paced the crypto space is, and it can be a good thing, especially if they can create a solution to a pressing problem. But they really need to move more quickly, especially if you consider that there are competitors coming out and may have already found a solution. So Cardano is one of the best marketed crypto. Charles Houston's skin, yeah, the guy knows what he's doing. But other than that, I think Cardina is also a very good one, and it's been performing quite well recently. However, I noticed Cardina is, for its market cap, how many percent in circulation? Not too much, to be honest. So it's something
23.
to, yeah,
Yeah,
23,
but
something
it's
to
locked.
just bear in mind.
It's locked for a long time, so it does. It's not. They cannot release it. It's locked for a long time. So
Okay,
they
for
can
how
it's
long?
locked for like 100 years or something, like a lot.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm just aware of that right now, because
so
I'm like
you know
twenty-three
you know why
percent
is, for
not too
example,
good.
good to watch, for example, Cardano, because okay, it dropped to about 50 cents and then it had a pump because since BTC pumped now above 30K, it moved to 70 cents, so it pumped like 50% like in few days, which was good. But now it's correcting back again. Long term, in my opinion, is going to do well. It's a layer one project created by two geniuses who created JP Morgan's first blockchain, so they know what they do. They are smart guys. And if you're looking at it, basically, it almost came down to that flat line before the pump happened. So,
Yeah.
and the good thing is that this is the almost only project that has nearly the same circuiting supply before this pump happened, because the project has 23 or 22% circuiting supply. That's it. So when this pump happened, they had maybe 15% or something. Any other projects that pumped in the bull market, they especially new projects. When new project come out, they come out with small circuiting supply and then they increase it. So most of them they came out with like 10%, and those projects are now have 70-75% circuiting supply. So you cannot the dilution was huge, 7-8 times like it was, and Cadena is the same like it was. So you
Yeah.
can
I
so
think.
it's easy for it to go back to all time high because it's the same circuiting supply. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think Cardinal can actually do very well in the next bull run. I mean, just to his all-time high, to his previous all-time high market cap, let's say four
Yeah,
billion dollars. So it's
yeah,
at
28
150
dollars.
million. So yeah, that's over 20x from this point. I think it's very impressive, especially for a mid cap. So Cardinal is one you should pay close attention to. Proof of work might have its own place, especially if you think about it. It's easy to look at proof of work more as a commodity and not a security. So who knows?
Yeah.
Proof of work cryptos can start to rally again in by the next bull run or when regulators are coming. So yeah, I don't know about Near Protocol, but I did see some interesting news. They are partnering with Alibaba to provide a cloud service on the blockchain. So that's bullish to see for Near Protocol, and it's good to see the adoption of crypto with Alibaba. They're showing so much interest, and they are next to Amazon. I think there was this other news that they were accepting Floki. Now they are using Near Protocol, so it's good to see adoption going more mainstream for crypto. So yeah, that's it for today's live stream. Thank you all so much for joining us. Marco, do you have any closing statements?
No, that's it. Really, it's just be smart. Do your research. Use this opportunity in the next 2 3 months, because you're gonna be crying afterwards, because in my opinion, in October, around September, October, the slowly you're gonna start curving back up. So last, buying opportunities are now in the summer, when everyone is on holiday, no one is buying, trading. You buy now when others are swimming in the sea, and after you're
Yeah,
gonna swim when they're gonna work. So that's it pretty much.
definitely.
Thanks so much for
So
having me. So
no,
you know,
it's my pleasure.
thank you.
I'm glad to have you here today. So guys, like Marco says, instead of crying and regretting, be sure to be investing in the right projects, looking for it. And that brings me to the Patreon service. Marco has his Patreon as well. Lots of good projects, lots of interesting content over there. If you want to have him and one-on-one conversation, personal talks, buy alerts, sell alerts, and so much more service, check out his Patreon. You can message him on Telegram. If you have any links to share, I'll be happy. I'll put it in the description
It's
after the live
it's
stream.
under. They can just go to Crypto Ghost, my YouTube channel. Under every video there is it's in description, so they can find it.
Yeah, that's it. So simple. And likewise, yours truly as well. It's down in the comments right now. You can consider checking out our patrons. So yeah, I'll end it there. Thanks for joining us, guys. I really appreciate you. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye bye.